Hi, I'm Steve Hassal, the owner of Monster Tree Service in Brandywine Valley, and we operate in 2 states, Pennsylvania and Delaware. And I will tell you that I want to talk a little bit today about the lead generation program that Targeted Solutions has helped our company with, and how it may be able to help your company as well. We ran across Don and Jason and the team at Targeted Solutions almost completely by accident. They rang me up one day and said, hey, we have an opportunity to do a really cool targeted direct marketing program that was both online and offline, and we'd be interested in seeing if you'd be interested in testing with us. And like a lot of things that come along, I've used, much like you guys have, Valpak, Clipper, Money Mailer, etc. And we've done Google pay-per-click and a whole range of online and offline solutions, advertising solutions, to try to generate leads. Short story is that they all work to some degree, meaning that we get phone calls, but we weren't getting a lot of qualified leads. And the way we define qualified leads is a customer who calls you with a specific project in mind that they're seeking your help with, and that for which you can provide an answer, whether it's tree trimming, removals, stump grinding, etc. And what we were finding is that we get a lot of phone calls, but not necessarily a lot of qualified leads. You had tire kickers, you had a bunch of people just shopping around, people that would call you that would be calling 5 other competitors at the same time. So while we were getting a lot of leads, it was really hard work to close those leads. So when Don came along and told me about this great program, we were immediately skeptical, because obviously we look at this and say, oh great, it's another lead generation program. How much different would it be than all the other lead generation programs out there? And frankly, my skepticism turned to amazement in a relatively short period of time. Took a chance with Don and Jason and the team at Targeted Solutions. They came up with a great program. We launched a campaign that was nothing short of amazing. Generated 25 leads in the first day and 50 leads in the second day. And what was surprising was Don was with me every step of the way. He said, listen, your phone's going to ring off the hook. We're going to generate so many leads for you that you're going to have to stay on top of this. I had no idea what to expect, whether we were advertising with Valpak or Clipper, Money Mailer, etc. Even Home Advisor, we weren't getting those quantity of leads on a daily basis. So when the leads started coming in, the phone was ringing off the hook, and it was all we could do to keep up with the leads, just to answer the phone calls live. So at the end of that process, we said, you know what, clearly the program works. 75 leads in 2 days. We had about 120 leads in the first week and a half. I mean, we were inundated with leads. And the bigger challenge was making sure that we could get back to every customer, make sure that we could call them and connect with them, and then go out and send our team out to do the estimates for the work. So that was a pretty big revelation for us, in that we now had a lead generation program that actually generated qualified leads. One of the benefits of the Targeted Solutions program is that they're exclusive leads. You're not sharing them with everybody else. For all of us who have used, for example, Valpak, you're in a coupon deck with 5 other guys, and they're your competitors, and your typical customer will call each of those 5 guys that they find in the coupon deck, and they're going to want to go out and have them source leads and have you come up to do estimates on site. So what we were able to determine is that this program is exclusive to us. It was not shared with anybody else. We own the lead, and we own the responsibility for closing that lead. The huge advantage in this program in terms of just is visibility. So one of the things that Don and his team have put together is complete visibility to the leads that are generated. When the phone calls come in, if you don't answer them live, they go to a voicemail system. You've got a local contact number. I was using my cell phone at the time because I wanted to be the primary point of contact for those incoming leads. All the calls are recorded if they go to voicemail, and you get an email transcript immediately of those leads. So at every point in the day, whether it was 7 a.m. or 8 p.m., as those calls were being directed back to your phone system, you were able to pick them up, understand what the caller was calling about if you weren't able to take the call live, and basically return that phone call with the knowledge that the customer already had a project in mind for you. So it was a huge benefit over a lot of the other leads systems that we were using at the time. It became so beneficial that we ended up canceling all of the other advertising sources we were using at the time. We had spent a fair amount of money each year on an annual basis with, Valpak and Clipper Money Mailer. We did Google pay-per-click and a whole bunch of SEO type search target leads. And we ended up canceling all of those programs after the first couple of campaigns with the Targeted Solutions program. So one of the things we like about that, right, is it's targeted not just to a zip code, which is nice enough if you start thinking about the benefits of geo-targeting, but Don and his team also helped us sub-target specific neighborhoods within that zip code. And what the benefit of that is for us was really clear. It made us immediately more profitable and more productive. How does it do that? First, when you start to think about targeting a specific neighborhood, you don't have drive time between jobs, right? So now we're not moving equipment 30 minutes away to go to job number 2. We're not ping-ponging around our territory. So in many cases, as strange as it's going to sound to most of us, because I, again, was skeptical myself, is we had sometimes 7, 8 leads on the same street in the same neighborhood. So we literally would move our equipment from one house to another, doing a job and planting a sign once the estimate was closed, plant the lawn sign, move on. Our certified arborists would do the actual estimates. I was kind of helping out along the way where I could. So we generate all these jobs, and then the production crew would come right behind and basically knock the jobs out one at a time. So instead of driving 30 minutes away to job number 2 that day, we were literally rolling the equipment 2 doors up to the next house to do that job. So there was a huge benefit, what I call owning the neighborhood. You started planting your lawn signs after your arborist or your salesperson, or even if you're the owner of a company, we're all doing sales in some form or another. The benefit of having 5 or 6 lawn signs on a given street is all of a sudden you look like you're the only guy in the territory that's doing tree work. So it was really beneficial from that standpoint. So we ended up getting more referrals along the way too. So productivity and profitability, right? They're the 2 key things that drive most of our business, and that's why we're here. Productivity was, you've got less wear and tear on your equipment. If you have a production schedule of 10 hours a day, right? You've got more production hours in a day because you're not losing 30 minutes of drive time, 20 minutes of drive time between job sites. So you had major enhancements in productivity. You had huge profitability increases, because if you start thinking about rolling equipment, halfway across town for job number 2, you've got cost per mile to factor in there. You've got all the repair and maintenance issues you've got with the equipment that we use in our business. And all of those costs were minimized because now you're not moving your equipment very far from the starting point each day to finish those jobs. So Targeted Solutions has provided just what initially turned my skepticism into a complete believer in their system. And ultimately we ended up discontinuing, like I said, every other advertising source that we had used. So those are the benefits that we've seen accrue. Your arborist is more productive, your production crew is more productive, you're getting more estimates per day completed, you're closing more sales because the unique offline and online programs that you're doing, combination of social media, direct mail, a whole bunch of solutions that they bring to the table, allow you to, when that lead comes into you, to be prepared to take, and you're prepared to take it, you now have a discussion with a customer who's motivated, who has a problem that they're looking for you to solve, but they're not looking at your competitors because they picked your coupon out of a Valpak envelope or a Clipper magazine. So there's a huge benefit in how Targeted Solutions allows you to essentially restructure the marketing program for your entire business. And the biggest advantage for us at the end of the day was we became instantly more profitable and more productive. And for anybody in our tree business like me, who's an owner, and like everybody out there that may be listening to this, who is either a manager in a tree care system or the owner of their own business, profitability is absolutely critical, and it's a competitive industry, as we all know. So the Targeted Solutions has really provided a unique solution in how to increase my profitability. So it took my business from a really good customer-oriented, focused business, productive, active, good crews, making sure we were doing the right work for a customer, just leapfrogged head and tails into a level of profitability and productivity that I had never expected when we started. So I think those are, for me, the key advantages to the Targeted Solutions program.